Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Now for the next 2 days on the channel, we got some exclusive submissions and new bands to the channel as well. And today it's a one-man band as well, which you know is one of my favorite things to check out. Don't know anything about this guy. I know his name is Ethan. He says he's self-produced with a raw sound, so we're going to have to check it out. I've got 2 tracks lined up for us so we can get to know this guy a bit better. The one he sent over is called Unsaid. It's got an official video. Let's give it a spin. Oh. Better get it on the screen as well. That'd be a good idea. Here we go. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Love this bit. Cool. Really good. Man, I enjoyed that loads. Didn't know what to expect from this guy. One-man band. Just says on his page, raw sound. But man, this kid's really doing a good job. And I say kid, I don't mean that in a patronizing way. But look, he's a young guy. What I was thinking as well is the music that he's making here is way more mature and a mature style of music and a mature composition of music than what this guy seems to be. So he's obviously got a mature head on his shoulders in terms of composition and the style of music that he's listening to and inspired by and then in making as well. I could hear some new metal stuff in there as well, some Slipknot edges and things like that, but also a lot of kind of old schooly, doomy edges in there, like alternative rock edges in there slightly as well, and some old school metal and stuff like that in there as well. So he's obviously grown up on some old school vibes as well. He's got his Hetfield guitar and stuff there. But yeah, man, really mature music for what seems to be a young guy who only looks about 20 years old. So man, really impressive with that. I think he did an absolute great job. Let me just get that off the screen for a second so I can talk about it. The guitar sounded awesome, grisly, dirty, raw, and just nasty sounding. Really love the sound of those. Great solo and stuff in there as well. The only thing I was thinking, that didn't work for me was the kind of wiry section. It was a bit harsh on the ears. I would have EQ'd some of the high ends a bit just to bring out the harshness of that, but I was also have just pushed it back slightly in volume because it was really up front, and I think it wanted to be kind of more sat in the rest of the music rather than on top of it. But it's still cool to have that stuff in the music as well. And again, that was a more mature thing that you just don't hear from the youngsters nowadays. So I was really quite surprised by that. If I hadn't seen who it was coming from, I could have thought that this was coming from a bunch of older dudes as well. It's their kind of music. So there you go, really cool. Loads of stuff going on. I like the drumming in this. The drums sounded cool, raw and aggressive again. A nice sound to them, but also loads of fills and bringing in a double bass at the right time to bump up the track and bring in dynamics. So really cool stuff going on. All the different elements of the music were really to a high, mature level again as well. So man, I'm really impressed with this guy just from checking out that track. But we've got another one to listen to as well because I want to get to know this guy a bit more. This one's a bit longer at 4 minutes. This track's called On The Run. He released this one a month ago. So let's listen to this one as well. Nice stoner, sludgy groove to this one. I'm really impressed with this guy. Remember, this is a one-man band, done all of the instruments and all the stuff himself, and mixed it, and recorded it, and mastered it, and all the rest of it. He's got his own sound, raw and dirty, like he says on his page. I would look at a bit of a phasing issue maybe on the guitars in that one. Just sounded like they were clashing a bit and losing a bit of their guts in that way, but it gave it actually a weird, cool sound, kind of like an old school tape kind of, kind of out of sync sound, which was cool. But as well, it would have been cool to just be a little bit more in phase, I think, to get a bit more body to this sound, because it's doomy, it's sludgy, it's alternative metally, stonery, and all of those things as well. Again, I will say about that track, I'm surprised by this guy of how mature his music is and the mature style of music that he's playing. And he's really doing a nice job of it. I can see, just from listening to this guy, 2 tracks, this guy's got massive potential. And I'm straight on board with it. And I'm really interested to see where this guy's going to go with his music over the next few years. Because I think, actually, man, this guy might just have some, really, really nice to offer the world, because he's making really kind of, keep saying it, but mature music. And I don't just mean that for his age, I just mean in general, regardless of his age, it's just really mature music. It's the kind of stuff you was hearing in the late 90s and things like that. And I'm sure this guy wasn't even alive at that point. But man, it's really, really nice. And it's music you don't hear anymore. So it's not like it's, he's just one of a whole bunch of guys making this kind of stuff. And you hear loads of people doing this stuff. You don't hear this kind of music anymore, and it's different as well. It's got a modern edge to it with the way he's done it and the way that it's home produced. And then when you take into account that it is home produced and all from one person, man, I'm really, really impressed. What's his name? Ethan, I think his name was. Ethan, you're very, very welcome on this channel. And actually, I insist that you keep sending over your videos. I'll be checking them out anyway on the side. But man, I really want to get to know this guy, and I want to keep an eye on this guy and make him keep sending his videos over, because I really think we're going to see some super nice music out of this guy. One of the things that I kind of do feel that I can do with music is spot potential, and I really think this guy's got a lot of it. So I've really enjoyed that today, getting to know this guy a bit, and getting on board with his band, getting on board with his solo project. You know how much I love one-man bands as well. But regardless of that, this guy's making some really cool music. I want to hear more of it. So Ethan, keep doing a great job, and we'll see you on the channel again hopefully soon. Hope you've had a great one. We'll see you tomorrow for another exclusive band, another new band to the channel. We'll see what they've got to offer. See you then. Cheers. Bye.